Greetings Earthlings, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel your best and perform your best. Today we're talking all about the alpha male, okay? The alpha male. The alpha does not quit. The alpha never surrenders. The alpha is unbreakable. We're talking about the alpha male from a different perspective, okay? Because the thing about it is, studying science a lot of my life, of course there is the genetic and the evolutionary psych and, you know, all the stuff that I've learned over the years. But I've been fascinated by brain waves, okay? Alpha theta waves, which is associated with the flow state, okay? And 8 to 12 hertz per second, something called alpha waves, okay? So 8 hertz per second, around that is the alpha theta bridge, also known as flow state. Alpha waves are associated with a sense of relaxed wakefulness. And isn't this what the alpha truly is? That energy of that cool, calm, collected motherfucker, right? That guy who's just completely in his own world, allowing himself to pave the way to have that sense of leadership. The sense of relaxation and alertness. Alertness means he's a hunter. He's tuned in. He's tapped in. Okay? He's alert. He's not asleep. He's conscious. He's mindful. He's aware. And at the same time, and I'm saying he, but you know, this could be also alpha female, right? The woman of high caliber, of high sovereignty, who decides that she can lead her life according to her own true nature, and she understands the ultimate reality. She understands the Brahman, she understands the supreme reality of emptiness, and she allows herself to experience that too. So when I say alpha male, don't just be like, oh, I'm a chick watching this, I can't get any value from this, okay? Hey, what if your man is a beta male, okay? Now let me talk about this topic a little bit, because I understand that this game was rigged against us, okay? Especially as Bengalis. Because I grew up with the nickname Beta, actually. In Bengali, means little boy, okay? So the beta male energy actually is a little boy energy. It can only be confronted from an alpha energy. You see, you need a relaxed alertness to deal with a child. Otherwise, you're gonna get frazzled, okay? If you've noticed the beta male energy in popular culture, just watch this video right here, okay? This is from Hell's Kitchen. And just notice the temper tantrum that this guy throws for no apparent reason, okay? Just because he's trying to be tough, because he was supposedly offended, okay? Got triggered, got hypersensitive, okay? And started spewing some nonsense at, what's that guy's name, man? I'm forgetting his name. He's the greatest example of the male coquette, okay? Gordon Ramsay, I think it's Gordon Ramsay, right? So yeah, go check this out, and then we'll continue back with this lecture.
I ain't no fucking bitch, Chef. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no bitch.
So as you guys saw there, okay, completely uncalled for. I ain't no bitch, okay? Like this kind of defensive nature, you know, that takes over every man. No man wants to be soft or weak or, you know, meek or feeble. But it's like culture perpetuates this strongman archetype over and over again, that it makes people who, you know, have even just a millisecond of vulnerability or openness or innocence or compassion, they get skewed off track and they get very dubious, right? They get very suspicious, they get sus, instead of actually certain, okay? You need that certainty if you're in that alpha frequency. So my understanding of alpha waves is that relaxed, wakeful energy, okay, of the alpha male. Now, let's start to understand how to improve our sense of alpha waves. One thing you can simply do is just simply close your eyes, okay? As you close your eyes, you will tap into your inner world rather than your outer world. This is one of the quickest ways that you can access these alpha waves, okay? You might have also heard of something called the Silva method, okay? Silva method is a way to maintain those alpha waves. And you also do this by your eye positioning. So you actually look up with your eyes, okay? Where you tap into your sense of visualization. Okay, when you look up with your eyes as they're closed, okay? As your eyes are closed, you're looking up, okay? That's going to amplify and modify that ability of you to tap into these alpha wave frequencies. Now, of course, you can listen to binaural beats and make it a habit for you to listen to more so alpha waves, maybe when you're relaxing or trying to concentrate or study, or you just feel way too anxious, right? Way too much energy, way too much cortisol. You feel overwhelmed. Alpha waves will ground you and calm you down. And this is what we need in culture right now. We need that relaxed alpha energy in this day and age. Because even in, the 6 perfections of Buddhism, right? We have effort, virya. If you don't have the effort, how are you going to have a sense of discipline or maintenance or moderation in terms of your own meditation practice, okay? You need that little bit of effort to get the ball rolling, to get the momentum moving, okay? So to be alpha is to be okay with effort. And effort is actually associated with more testosterone. People with very high testosterone can deal with more effort, more struggle. They have a higher pain tolerance, okay? That's one thing that you've got to start to understand, okay? First and foremost, because we are becoming more and more hypersensitive. The stuff they put into our foods, okay, we're not getting outside enough. We're not touching grass, as they like to say, okay? The Gen Zs love to make up new terms nowadays. Nowadays, it's like touching grass is the thing. Go and touch some grass, okay? New terminologies, okay? Bro, chill for a second and just speak to me like a normal person for a second, okay? Instead of using all these terms on me. Alpha waves have a mild daydreaming quality where you tap into your imagination. And it also is helpful for that sense of concentration. This is really, really important to notice. Because yes, you could be in high stress situations where you would be more so in a beta brainwave, but maybe you need to remain calm during that chaos. So you need to go more so into an alpha from a very, very fast beta, okay? Beta energy is like ba 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 ba. Now even higher than beta is something called gamma. We'll talk about that later, but it is more so associated with like memory, focus, concentration. So why is gamma this like grand thing, right? Where advanced meditators and monks and yogis and sadhus can access these gamma states. Channelers can access gamma states, okay? We've learned this at Primal Sutra because we can actually teach you how to channel. I channel actually every Monday, okay? So if you're interested in attending a free channeling session of mine, let me know, okay? 12 p.m. PST, that would be 12:30 a.m. in India IST, okay? Yes, I'm up late. That is a part of my protocol. I do it because I choose to do it, okay? And I do not have an ordinary life, my friends, okay? I do not have an ordinary life. So don't look at my life and be like, I'm gonna design my life exactly like Soom's, okay? And I'm not saying do as I say, don't do as I do. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying that either, okay? Hey, if you think it's cool that I sleep on the floor and you're like, hey, I want to sleep on the floor too, you might adopt that. I have nothing against that. If you get inspired by something that I'm doing or something that I'm working on, or maybe just my steez, man. Oh man, god damn. Ooh. If you get inspired by anything, you know, the res, the mechanisms that I have, the tools, the insights, the tech, the spiritual tech, right? The tech knowledge, okay? The tech knowledge E. So a good way to get into alpha waves is by something we call MacGyver Method. I've talked about MacGyver Method lots of times on this channel, but if you're just following me for the first time, you just came across this video, you found it randomly in the YouTube algorithm. Well, first of all, welcome, okay? It's good to have you here. Hit that subscribe button. But the MacGyver Method is a relaxed, non-taxing activity. Something you can do that's not going to take too much effort, but just the right amount of effort. So you get into an alpha wave, okay? This could be you going for a little walk, walking the dog or something. It could be that you take some little task, or you stretch, you take a little stretch break. You maybe play a video game that's not too taxing on your brain, just a little bit challenging, that keeps you in that little pocket zone, okay? It gets you amped up, it gets your momentum built up. It's like you put yourself into a trance state, okay? A low-level trance, okay? Just like walking, like this. Walking puts you into a low-grade flow state, okay? A very, very micro flow that you will be able to maintain, because as you're moving, you see the environment around you and what you're looking at, your consciousness and periphery. And again, I was speaking around that idea and concept of, you know, where your consciousness closes in. Here on the roof, the consciousness is open, you see? It can even reach those buildings out there. That's why it feels so good to be in the horizons, or, you know, higher up in buildings and so forth. Like, it is way better for your consciousness because it's so vast and open, okay? You want an open, pure sense of consciousness that is formless, that does not have any constraints or barriers or boundaries, because we live in all these cubicles and box-like structures. We get trapped by our consciousness based on the physical structures that are keeping us stuck, right? This is why I tell people to get out in nature, because in nature, it's all open. Your consciousness has a sense of an open breeze, and you're gonna tap into alpha waves a lot greater if you do this. So as you guys know, this is day 2 of my father's meditation retreat on the Medicine Buddha. I just received my attunements and empowerment today, and I feel great. Okay, got this little Rocky, wristband, so they can let me into the club, okay, the Samadhi Club. And I've been thinking about this idea, right, of the field of merit. In Buddhism, they say that the field of merit is where the God realm is, where all the gods, in the sense of the Buddhas, the awakened ones, the Bodhisattvas, and so forth, are sitting in a row, okay? And especially for this one, the 7 medicine Buddhas, kind of all from the crown of the head up. And these are, again, sacred teachings. I can't teach too much about it on here. However, because these are Vajrayana practices, right? Otherwise, I just freely speak about them openly and let everybody know, okay? But if you're interested, join our Pathworking Primal Sutra, okay? It's very, very interesting. We talk a lot about these topics much more in depth with the adepts and so forth. And we can get into a lot of minute details, okay, which you might not get on YouTube, okay? The more advanced level teachings, which will get you results very fast. We're actually very results oriented, okay? We're not looking, because Vajrayana is the fastest way towards enlightenment, okay? And I don't say that to like brag or like flex on them, just be like, hey man, why don't you try this, or why don't you try that? Someone else will come along and be like, oh, why don't you try my Kundalini 2.0 course, where, you'll be able to pop your chakras out the top of your head in just a week, okay? Don't believe in that nonsense. Chakra development is a lifelong process, and it will continue to refine and grow through different situations. Traumas can lock it up, okay? You want to focus on energy flow and maintain it and know how to clean yourself. So I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'm not going to catch the fish for you, okay? It's so interesting how the Tibetan word for blessing is to transform. And I asked my father, what's another word for revelation like the Christians have? The Tibetans call it blessings. But if the word blessing means to transform, that means to go beyond form, okay? And when we start to understand this, that you are being blessed by something, you have now the potential to evolve, to step into a greater role, to step into a greater version of your character that you might not have seen. Perhaps this version of you is more formless and not this false appearance of you, okay, that you might see in the mirror, or how other people tell you you're handsome or cute or whatever. Those aren't the things, those aren't defining factors, okay? Yes, they will somewhat manipulate or influence the physical world. However, the metaphysical world does not look at any kind of appearances. Don't be fooled by false appearances, okay? That's the thing. A person could look really, really attractive, could probably have the, worst personality in the world, okay? Like, I don't want to date an atheist. I'm sorry, man, but if you are an atheist and I do date you, I'm gonna probably convert you into a spiritual, like, priestess girl, okay? So don't try to hang around me for too long. You probably find yourself in some kind of an enlightenment chamber, in the 12th dimension in the astral or something. Irregardless, let's talk about alpha waves. So the important thing is to have a very nice level of self-talk and listen to your thoughts and make sure that they're empowering to listen to your inner voice, okay? You have this inner voice that sometimes is the voice of higher reason or the voice of God or divinity that sometimes comes through, okay? And this does not speak to you in long paragraphs. Whenever it gives you some logical outcome or speaks to you in all of these confusing long paragraphs in your mind, that's the mind, okay? That is not the higher mind or the subtle minds, okay? That's not the higher mind or the subtle mind, okay? That is just purely the mind, okay? Coming up with stories, trying to distract you and so forth. A great way of activating alpha waves is by just going in the shower. You know when you have those great shower thoughts, you know what I mean? Or you start singing in the shower and random lyrics start popping into your head. At least this happens to me, okay? Just random stuff as I'm taking a shower, because it puts you in this low-grade flow state, right? The water's dripping on you. Try this as well, water dripping over your third eye. Beautiful practice if you're into water magic, okay? Great practice. Get into a shower, use the shower thoughts. Get out of the shower, imagine that your shower door is a portal that you walk through, and give it an intention. You can do so many of these things, but you'll learn way more in the Adepts program. And also, we have a spiritual retreat coming up in Costa Rica. So if you are interested, maybe you want to do plant medicine, maybe you want to travel around the island, maybe you want to, do certain things there with us that will help you with your attunements, that will help you level up as you go nearer to the ley line of the sacral chakra. It will also awaken you sexually as a man, okay? Because you understand that once you're near and closer to these regions of the world, of the planet, it's going to unlock certain parts of your chakra that will help you with your further character development, okay? So what we're very interested in, and we've got this shit down to a science, man. It's beautiful to look at the earth chakras and travel the globe like this, man. Give yourself a mission, join the Primal Sutra protocol. So in my mind's imagination, sometimes we don't look at all the possible scenarios that can happen, right? There could be beautiful, amazing scenarios happening in this world, but we only tend to look at the negative ones because they're most associated with our survival, right? Our survival and our replication. So when we can actually imagine different scenarios that are outside the realm, beyond survival and replication, we actually start to go more into an alpha waves because we're starting to daydream. We're getting into that mild daydreaming state, almost close to theta, right, too. So these guided visualizations are you just closing your eyes or speaking to yourself in third person, right? Sumed is now doing this. Sumed is recording a video right now. Sumed is about to sit down to meditate. Sumed is now drinking his tea. When you speak to yourself in third person with your name, it will actually put you into an alpha wave. This is a weird technique, but you can try this out in your own mind and see how it starts to affect you. It will make you almost in this weird narrator mode, right? The law of narration that will put you into the law of as is and as if. So it's going to actually help your law of attraction too as you start to do this more and more. Start to understand how Napoleon Hill talked about a mind council, a council of, these different people or beings that can help you, okay? Of course, for myself, I have the 7 chakras all manifested as different characters in my psyche, okay? And so those come in the form of certain guides that I have, and I can explain this process further because this is what we discovered through our own practice. And it was kind of a cool secret discovery that we came across. And we're understanding, whenever we reach like a pivotal moment, we understand there's way more to unravel and way more codes. It's like most people look at just the basic stuff, you know, very superficial, very surface level. They're not going into the occult. They're not going in much deeper. They're kind of just getting a little hit of knowledge and they're regurgitating that knowledge, and they're kind of just like, you know, moving through that process. But if you can truly have wisdom, from the knowledge to the philosophy to the wisdom, real wisdom is healed pain, okay? When you can heal your pain, when you can heal your suffering, when you can understand that your self-grasping ignorance is keeping you stuck, okay? That attachment that you have, that ignorance stems into all other delusions that you have, okay? So start to really incorporate this. I'm learning a lot. I'm embodying new versions of myself every single day. You see it, you understand it, okay? It's no joke. We're doing it out here in Primal Sutra, okay? Let's get it today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is about to drop. Let's get it today. May we never be the same again. And may the flow be with you. Us. We're all gonna make it. Let's get it. Boom.